everyone, I know this is going to sound corny as hell, because it is, but this isn't the type of video I wanted to make, especially not after returning from an unintentional year-long hiatus. However, I think this is relevant to the type of content that I usually make, seeing as I mostly make Roblox videos. That being said, you've probably heard about the new Age Check system that they're introducing to Roblox. In order to access text chat, voice chat, private messages, or even Team Create for some reason, I don't know why they did this, you now have to verify your age by letting a third-party company scan your face using your webcam or phone camera. Once this is done, they add your account to an age bracket, and you can only talk to other players within that bracket. As of me writing this script, this new system has already been rolled out in 3 countries, including Australia, where I live, and it's going to be properly enforced globally in January of 2026. Hey everyone, it's Editing Nico here. I'm not bothered to re-record my entire voiceover, so I'm just popping in with a quick little disclaimer. As of January 8th, or I guess the 7th for you non-Australians, the Age Check update has officially rolled out globally. If my script sounds outdated, that's why. For reasons that I'll get into later in the video, I'm refusing to go through this process, which means I can no longer access any form of chat on the platform. While not being able to chat with my friends anymore is irritating, because it means I have to tab in and out of Roblox and Discord like a Five Nights at Freddy's night guard, I'm more concerned about the safety issues that this new system proposes for younger users on the platform, alongside the negative impact that the system will have on developers. Yeah, I feel like it goes without saying at this point, but AI facial recognition technology is notoriously unreliable, especially for something like age verification. I've seen the age check completely misidentify minors as adults, or adults as minors. If a minor gets misidentified as an adult, they would be put in a space with people much older than them, and would most likely be introduced to topics that aren't suitable for their age. If an adult with bad intentions got classified as a minor by the AI, then that would give them direct access to children that they could exploit. Not only that, but the system can be easily bypassed. Remember when people in the UK were bypassing Discord's age verification process by using Death Stranding's photo mode? Well, something very similar is happening on Roblox right now. I was scrolling through Instagram Reels the other day, and I saw a video of someone bypassing the age check with a Bratz doll. Hell, I even saw someone bypassing it with a Roblox bundle. You know, something you can preview in the catalogue for free. This just doesn't work. I would also just like to mention that we currently live in a time where generative AI usage is, unfortunately, very prevalent in society. If a predator wanted access to a specific age bracket, they could easily go to some shady image generator, generate a picture or video of a fake child, and then use it to bypass the verification. Even if these predators didn't bypass the age check this way, they could easily just buy an account that is verified to be underage. Earlier I mentioned that the verification is done through a third-party company. This company is called Persona Identities, which, to put it simply, has a little bit of a shady history involving lawsuits and alleged, keyword alleged, violations of the Biometric Information Privacy Act. If that isn't enough of a red flag for you, in the article Understanding Age Checks on Roblox, it is stated that, quote, "We delete your images and video immediately after processing for facial age estimation." That's all fine and good, right? Well, it would be, if they didn't immediately contradict themselves in another article. In the Roblox Biometric and Facial Media Data Privacy Notice, it is actually outright stated that, quote, "Roblox may access the photo of your ID and selfie stored by Persona for training, product improvement, and compliance purposes." So, which one is it? Is Roblox actually deleting your sensitive information like they claim they do? Or are they abusing a loophole by handing it over to Persona so they can technically say, well, we delete it, while simultaneously using it to train AI systems? It's really important that they make this clear, especially considering the fact that should a data breach occur, which they have occurred in the past, the sensitive information of up to millions of verified users, including the sensitive information of minors, could be leaked. But no, they immediately contradict themselves. This new system is going to endanger children more than it will help them, and has no place being enforced in a kids game. Now that the serious stuff is out of the way, I wanted to mention some other issues that the system introduces. To put it short, this system is going to screw over so many developers on the platform. It may not seem like it, but I'm a huge fan of the roleplay game genre. It's actually the whole reason that I got into Roblox to begin with. I just don't share that on my channel because I feel like a little bit of a nerd for liking the genre as much as I do. I have many fond memories of getting home from school, getting on my computer, and playing silly roleplay games with my friends. And now, the very genre that got me to join this platform is at a risk of dying or losing a good chunk of its main player base because of something that is completely out of the control of the hardworking developers who make these games. The same could be said for social games, team-based games, hell, even any game with a trading economy. These games are going to turn into a ghost town for people who, understandably, mind you, don't want to give their face or ID to some shady company. The day that this system was enforced in Australia, I actually joined Booth Game out of morbid curiosity, and it was honestly just depressing. Like, I couldn't communicate with anyone. I couldn't compliment people's cool avatars or artwork, I couldn't talk to them about our shared interests, I couldn't socialise. In a social game. Crazy, right? Why play a roleplay game or a social game if you can't even chat with people? It just turns into people watching at that point, and not even effective people watching at that. Don't even get me started on how this will affect team-based or co-op games. Picture this. You are playing a game with your friend, who can't join call on Discord for one reason or another, so they have to use the in-game chat to communicate with you. Let's say it's a PvP-focused game, and this friend of yours is getting jumped by a member of the enemy team somewhere. However, you're not aware of this, because you haven't done the age check, so you can't see them calling for help in chat. So, you're basically at a disadvantage for committing the horrible and unforgivable crime of not wanting to give your personal information out to companies willy-nilly. I understand that this age check system may sound like a good idea to outsiders, but in reality, it does nothing but harm the player base. You either give your sensitive information to Roblox, which is dangerous for the reasons I mentioned prior, or you miss out on crucial communication. I feel like this update will only encourage predators to lead their victims off-platform to other apps like Discord, which technically gives Roblox the right to brush it off and say, "This didn't happen on our platform, so we can't moderate it." Which is a totally stupid loophole, by the way. I also just wanted to quickly note that I do kind of understand why Roblox is doing this. After being in hot water for many years at this point over the predator problem on the site, especially after the whole Schlep situation happened, it makes sense that they would want to make changes to their moderation. However, they're going completely nuclear over it and outsourcing everything to some shady AI company so they can save money on hiring human moderators. Anyway, I think I've said just about everything I can about this whole situation. This is my first time making a scripted video, so if you have any criticism, feel free to put it in the comments section down below. Also, feel free to tell me your thoughts on this whole age check update while you're at it, just so I can see if I, missed anything while writing this script. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully it's less depressing than this one. I've got a funny friend slot video planned, so feel free to stick around for that if you'd like. Peace.